Stop! Don't buy that new car until you watch this video. Did you know that over 30,000 new luxury cars are just sitting at dealers across America? Some have been there for more than 2 years. Even fancy brands like Mercedes, BMW, and Jeep can't sell their cars, not even with huge discounts. Last week I saw a dealer try to sell a new Audi for $25,000, less than normal price. Nobody wanted it. Car companies don't want you to know this secret. Those special and hard to find cars they show in ads, they're just sitting there getting dusty. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you why some of the most expensive cars of 2025 are the ones you should avoid, and wait until you see number 1. It's been sitting at dealers so long it could retire. Let's talk about why this is happening. Banks are charging really high interest rates, 8.9%. That means your monthly car payments would be huge. Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. If you buy a $40,000 car with these high interest rates, you'll pay about $850 every month for 6 years. That's more than most people's rent back in 2020. The average new car now costs $52,000. That's more than many people make in a year. And car insurance? It costs 27% more than last year. In fact, a family with 2 cars now pays about $4,000 a year just for insurance. That's like buying 4 really nice phones every year just to be able to drive your car legally. But it gets even worse. Repair costs have gone crazy too. A simple check engine light can cost $600 to fix. Even basic things like oil changes and new tires cost 40% more than they did 2 years ago. Plus, these new cars have so many computers and special parts that when something breaks, it's not like the old days where your local mechanic could fix it easily. Sometimes you have to take it to the dealer, and they charge more than a fancy hotel room per hour. No wonder people are being really careful about which cars they buy. While some cars sell quickly, others are just stuck at dealers. Let's look at the top 10 cars that dealers can't sell even with big discounts. At number 10, we have the Mercedes-Benz CLA. You'd think a Mercedes would sell fast, but this one proves that wrong. There are 3,479 of them just sitting around, and they've been there for 234 days. It costs $51,300, which is a lot of money for a car that's smaller than some family sedans. People who own it say the touchscreen freezes a lot, like an old computer. The insurance costs $2,918 every year. That's like buying 800 cups of coffee. For less money, you could get a BMW 2 Series that's bigger and breaks down less. The Lincoln Navigator, number 9 on our list, is like a fancy house with big problems. There are 14,600 of them just sitting at dealers. That's enough to fill a small town. The biggest problem? The special air suspension. That's what makes it ride smoothly. Keeps breaking. People on car websites talk about repair bills over $4,000 just for that one part. Meanwhile, cars like the Cadillac Escalade and BMW X7 cost about the same but don't have these problems. Number 8 is the Audi A7. It looks really nice, but it loses value faster than a melting ice cream cone. As soon as you drive it home, it's worth 20% less. There are so many sitting at dealers that even the 2024 models haven't sold yet. The fake exhaust pipes on the back are like wearing sneakers that pretend to be fancy shoes. Most owners say they wish they'd bought a Mercedes CLS or BMW 8 Series instead. The computer system in the car is harder to use than your mom's smartphone, and it makes every bump in the road feel like a small earthquake. At number 7, we find the Jaguar XF. This one's kind of sad because Jaguar stopped making it in 2024 to focus on electric cars instead. There are still 548 of them waiting to be sold. It's like being the last kid picked for a team in gym class. The problem is when car companies stop making a car, it gets harder to find parts to fix it. Would you buy a phone that nobody makes anymore? Then why spend $65,000 on a car that's going extinct? The Jeep Grand Wagoneer L comes in at number 6. This one's crazy. It costs $110,000. That's as much as some small houses. There are 1,134 of them just sitting around because people don't want to spend that much on a Jeep. It uses so much gas that you'll need to visit the gas station more often than you visit your best friend. Owners say it only gets 12 miles per gallon in the city. That's really bad. Most people who want to spend this much money buy a Cadillac Escalade or Mercedes GLS instead. Number 5 is the Volkswagen ID.4, which proves that even electric cars can have problems. There are 4,087 of them collecting dust at dealers. The computer system has more problems than a video game with bugs, and people worry about running out of power. In cold weather, it only goes 210 miles on a full charge. That's like ordering a large pizza but getting a medium. The Tesla Model Y and Hyundai Ioniq 5 are much better choices. The Nissan Z takes spot number 4. It's supposed to be a fun sports car, but it's missing something important. You can't get the fast version with a stick shift. That's like making a peanut butter sandwich without the peanut butter. Tests show it's slower than the Toyota Supra, but costs $5,000 more. Plus, now that Nissan is joining with Honda, nobody knows what will happen to this car. At number 3, we have the Chrysler Voyager. They say it's cheap, but it costs $46,765. There's nothing cheap about that. These vans have been sitting at dealers for 283 days. That's almost a whole school year. It's missing lots of cool features that you can get in a Toyota Sienna or Honda Odyssey. It's also not as safe and crashes and uses way more gas than other minivans. It's like trying to sell an old flip phone when everyone else has smartphones. The Land Rover Discovery is number 2 on our list. There are 1,923 of them stuck at dealers, and they've been there for 300 days. It costs $75,600, but it breaks down more than any other luxury SUV. Owners have to take it to the repair shop about 3 times a year for big problems. The electrical parts break so often that fixing them could cost as much as a nice vacation. The BMW X5 and Mercedes GLE are much better choices that actually work when you need them to. And finally, the champion of cars nobody wants, the Audi A3. This one's amazing. It's been sitting at dealers for 926 days. That's more than 2.5 years. There are 2,635 of them just waiting for someone to buy them. The back seat is so small that even kids feel cramped, and it costs more to fix than similar cars from BMW and Mercedes. The first year of repairs usually costs $2,835. That's like buying a really nice TV just to keep your car running. Time to hear from you. Which of these cars surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments below. Have you seen any of these cars with big discounts at dealers near you? I heard from one viewer in Texas who saw a dealer offering a buy one get one free deal on the Audi A3. She thinks car prices will drop even more in the next few months. Some dealers might cut prices by 20% or more this summer just to clear out their lots. She's telling her clients to wait if they can because better deals are coming. Which one of these cars do you think will get the biggest discount? But here's the really big news. Car companies are starting to panic. They're already planning to redesign some of these models for next year. I've seen the early pictures of the new versions, and let me tell you, they're finally listening to what buyers want. They're adding better features, improving quality, and some are even lowering prices. But until then, these current models will keep collecting dust at dealers. Don't miss out. If this video helped you learn about cars to avoid, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to see more videos like this. Next year's list might be even more surprising.